Hello, my name is Martin Sabaton and I'm the Senior Product Marketing Manager with Huddle. We're going to spend the next 15 minutes looking at some of Huddle's key features and explore why they are the best way for your teams and your clients to collaborate together on projects, share and edit files, assign tasks and track team activity in a secure, shared environment. In this demo, we're going to look at how Huddle can complement your audit process and allow your workforce to be more agile by creating, sharing and working together in a secure cloud-based environment, to be more mobile and productive by using Huddle in the office, on the road or at client premises, both online and offline, be more engaged with your clients through secure external collaboration to manage documents and communications, and to operate with more confidence and less risk by using a time-stamped audit trail of client and team activity, giving greater visibility and control, and reducing the risk of confidential data and IP loss. You can create Huddle workspaces to support almost every phase of the audit. Here we have a pre-engagement workspace where Huddle can be used to improve pre-engagement activities, from managing and responding to client bids to conducting internal conflict checks and risk assessments. We have a permanent audit files workspace, which can be used to manage documents of continued importance to a multi-year client engagement. Documents can easily be carried forward from previous audit engagements and moved to permanent audit files, where they maintain the full audit trail of historical activity. We have a current audit files workspace, where Huddle can be used to manage the variety of documentation, tasks and communication that accompanies this phase of the audit, from streamlining how clients upload required files to helping field workers submit evidence while on the road. And finally, a client engagement portal, where final project deliverables and audit committee communications can take place in a secure, client-branded environment. Today, we're going to focus on the current audit files workspace. Huddle is more than just a hard drive in the cloud. A workspace is where you can start to organise people, content, projects and team communication in one place. You'll see that a workspace can be customised to suit your brand and to give client engagements an identity. In this workspace you can see we have the auditor's brand, the client's brand, a customised overview, background image and a dedicated URL. This overview page offers an at-a-glance view of activity that's happening in the workspace, and I also have a calendar displaying upcoming tasks related to files within the workspace. Because it's surfacing relevant files and activity, the overview page is a great way to help you stay on top of current activity and track project milestones with a single glance. For example, monitoring how fieldwork is progressing. Before we dive into how you can share and collaborate on content, it's worth just highlighting that it's within the workspace that users can carefully start to secure access to content and control who can access and edit files. The People tab gives you a directory of all of the people that currently have access to this workspace. There's a couple of important things to point out here. Firstly, you can only access a workspace by invitation. There's no way to organically discover and access a workspace or file like you might do on a network drive, which is super important for clients where confidentiality and sensitivity exists around content. Secondly, you'll also notice that users are grouped into teams. You'll see here that we have the audit team, including those conducting fieldwork, and management, who will also need to track activity and progress on the audit, while also providing feedback where needed. We've also got a client team, who can assist with collation of the working papers and answer questions, and also a team for any external specialists who might be supporting the project. You can use these teams to set very granular levels of control and permissions around your content based on the user and where they sit in your organisation. There are different roles that can be assigned to users, including being workspace managers. You can see a list of workspace managers here at the top. Workspace managers are super users with the ability to control some key administrative policies. For example, I can decide which users can invite additional users to the workspace. I can also quickly remove users, change which team they sit in, or adjust their access rights. So now we've looked at Teams and People, let's now take a look at the Files tab. This is where you'll spend the majority of your time in Huddle. You can store any kind of file within Huddle, including video and images. You'll see it's a very simple and familiar interface with folders and subfolders to help you navigate to your documents. We've optimized the folder structure for a typical audit, with sections for key components of the fieldwork. Let's take a quick look at the Planning and Procedures folder. When you open a folder, you'll see that you can have subfolders and files. And when you open a file, you'll see that it's beautifully rendered within Huddle itself, so you can read a document, even in full screen, print it, and even watch streaming video, all without leaving Huddle. Let's imagine that this file needs some amendments. So we're going to edit this document. Now there are two modes that I can use. I can either read only or I can edit and lock it. So let's edit and lock, which effectively checks the document out of Huddle. This is really important because it means Huddle always maintains a single and most current version of the file. So no more chaos managing edits across different versions. The document opens directly in the appropriate Office application on your desktop. And that's because we have a tool called Huddle for Desktop, which acts as a bridge between the desktop applications and the web. So it's immediately familiar to users. You'll see that Huddle is even pulling in the document's comment stream, so I can recap on the discussion, and if I want to, I can post a comment back. That comment will be synced back up to Huddle. So let's make a simple edit. I can save this version in the regular way. Click Save, and I get a notification that Huddle has saved this version back into the cloud. Anyone that goes into Huddle will now be seeing the latest version, and a new version will be logged into the system. I can even go back in time and view earlier versions if I need to compare versions. I can also look at the activity that surrounds this document, and I can even filter the type of actions, making it easy to see who has downloaded the document or if a senior partner has recently reviewed it. All of this activity is timestamped and audited in Huddle. Let's now take a look at the fieldwork folders and how Huddle can help break the approvals bottleneck. We can quickly check the permissions and access for this folder, and we can see that only the audit and client teams have access rights. If I need to adjust that as a Workspace Manager, I could do that right here. Of course, the folder structure you see here can be renamed and reorganized to suit your own needs. If we navigate to the Fixed Assets folder, you'll see that we have a file awaiting approval. Let's take a look at this file in more detail. In this instance, one of our audit staff has been sent out into the field to capture evidence and confirm that the number of trucks working from the distribution centre matches the client's statements. The auditor has uploaded this image directly into Huddle from her smartphone using the Huddle app and is now requesting approval that the evidence is sufficient. In this case, I'm not happy with this image. So I can leave feedback and at mention anyone in this workspace, which will be added to the comment stream below the file. This is one way that we can really help your teams to collaborate more easily. So rather than having the content stored in one location and all of the discussion taking place somewhere else, what Huddle does is bring all of the content and all of the comments together so everyone in the team can quickly track the discussion and contribute. These notifications will be sent to their dashboard, mobile apps and email. So now we've looked at basic document management. Let's now take a look at tasks and how they can help to keep projects on track. Tasks can be used to assign work out to anyone in the workspace, and you can easily customize your own task types. It's also particularly effective when managing the prepared by client list. Rather than sending a prepared by client list out via email, then saving email attachments back into a system, we can use Huddle to request a particular asset from the client and then have them upload it directly into the appropriate folder. Here we can see that my client Claire is being asked to upload relevant assets to a particular folder by a set date. Once Claire has completed the task, she can mark it as complete. This makes it simple for audit leads to monitor progress against key milestones and check outstanding actions. Let's take a quick look at how Huddle can be deployed as a client engagement portal. Huddle is much more than just an extranet used for pushing content externally. As you can see, we've branded this engagement portal for the client, and it's through this workspace that we'd look to share the final audit report, manage any audit committee communications or meeting minutes, or wrap up any outstanding issues. By creating a separate workspace for the engagement portal, you can create an engaging environment that allows you to continue tracking client activity, for example ensuring that all stakeholders have downloaded and signed off all project work, and grant wider permissions, perhaps allowing your client to share the workspace with other stakeholders in his wider team. So you can see how Huddle can be applied to a number of audit scenarios and, in fact, Huddle can make working on multiple projects or audits very efficient by using the dashboard. By viewing the dashboard, I can see a personalised, consolidated list of activity across all my workspaces and projects, including recent file uploads, approvals, approval requests and comments that people have made. In the notifications section, I can see activity that's specific to me, and further down an activity feed for all activity across workspaces I'm a member of. This is perfect for keeping track of broader activity, perhaps in projects you are not involved in on a day-to-day basis, and it also provides more transparent visibility of client and company activity. I can also see which files I have locked to prevent others from editing them. And I have a dedicated view of which approvals are outstanding, both for myself and anyone else I had set an approval for. You can see in this case that a pre-engagement risk assessment document is still awaiting my approval. In summary, the dashboard is the perfect place to make sure that I'm not falling behind or missing any key activities. With so much going on, it's important to give people easy ways to get back to what they were working on. We've provided search and also recent files for this purpose. For example, if I need to quickly make a comment to a document that I was working on recently, but I've forgotten where it's stored, I can go to Recent Files, select the document, and it will take me straight to the relevant workspace and file. One thing we haven't covered yet is the Huddle for mobile apps for both Android and iOS. This is the Huddle for iOS app running on my iPad. Again, we have an activity stream, so if I'm on the road, I can quickly scan through and keep track of key projects and discussions. And again, we have some really powerful and convenient ways to surface content to users, to make their working day far more effective, and our mobile apps are the perfect way to stay on top of tasks while on the move. I can see outstanding tasks that have been assigned to me, so I can start to prioritise my work. And it's also surfacing items that need my immediate approval. So I'm not going to miss any milestones if I'm out of the office. You can see the file that requires approval, and importantly, I can see the context of the approval request as I have the comment stream. So, the mobile app is a really powerful way to surface content, activity and actions to users while on the move, which is perfect for auditors working in the field or for business managers and partners who are jumping between client sites and the office. So that's a very quick overview of Huddle. I hope that's gone some way towards helping you understand where Huddle can add benefit to your audit practice through improved workflows, document management and mobility. Thanks for your time. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.